Session 5, Atatürk's Revolutions. 1. Atatürk's Revolutions. 1. Introduction.
According to the policies of the Ottoman state, there was no emergence of a political party organization in the Western sense. Until the Second Constitutional Era, it is not possible to speak of any political formation outside of the Committee of Union and Progress. With the establishment of the Committee of Union and Progress in 1889, the Ottoman state took its first steps towards a multi-party system. During this period, a few parties were established on paper, but they did not operate effectively. Even during the period when the Committee of Union and Progress dominated the state, no opposition force was allowed to survive. In the emerging Turkey, the establishment of political parties and attempts to transition to a multi-party system began with the opening of the Grand National Assembly of Turkey.
2. Attempts to transition to multi-party politics and reactions to revolutions. Republican People's Party. Progressive Republican Party. Sheikh said rebellion. Law of maintenance of order. Independence tribunals. Izmir assassination. Free Republic Party. 3. Conclusion. 2. ueaden.edu.tr. 3. ueaden.edu.tr. Atatürk's Revolutions. 2. Attempts to transition to multi-party politics and reactions to revolutions. Republican People's Party. Progressive Republican Party. Sheikh said rebellion. Law of maintenance of order. Independence tribunals. Izmir assassination. Free Republic Party. Political party. It is a political community that seeks to seize and maintain control of the state mechanism by gaining the support of the people, possessing a continuous and stable organization. It is the guarantee of the country's democratization and the establishment and development of democracy. Atatürk's Revolutions, 1st GNAT, April 23 th. 1920 elected according to the March 19th election manifesto. Members of the Ottoman Parliament, those coming from Malta. 3 groups of MPs. People's Party. The members of Parliament had a single purpose and belief: to secure the country's independence once again and to fulfill the National Pact. However, different views and opinions in the Assembly gradually began to manifest, leading like-minded members of Parliament to come together and form groups. The prominent groups include the Tesanut Solidarity Group, Istiklal Independence Group, Mudafa-i Hukuk Defense of Rights Group, People's Group, Islahat Reform Group, People's Party, to gain the majority in the Parliament and run the Assembly. May 10th, 1921. Anatolian and Rumelian Defense of Rights Group, People's Party. The largest group in the Parliament has been formed. A significant step has been taken towards efficient and swift operation, and it is emphasized that all members of Parliament are natural members of this group. The members of Parliament who did not approve the pursued politics started opposition by remaining outside the established group, and this group was named the Second Group. It was decided to transform the Anatolian and Rumelian Defense of Rights Group into a party under the name of the People's Party. The first political party of the Turkish state, named People's Party, was established on September 9, 1923, and on November 10, 1924, the party's name was changed to Republican People's Party, Progressive Republican Party. Opposition against the revolutions. Disapproval for reforms. Progressive Republican Party. Those who were not satisfied with the direction and realized they could not be individually effective in politics, separated from the People's Party by Progressive Republican Party. November 17, 1924. Objective: establishing an effective opposition in the Parliament to create a democratic balance. First Opposition Party. Rauf Orby, Second President.
Kazım Karabekir Parti Lider.
Ali Fuat Sebesoy, General Secretary. Popular Sovereignty, Republicanism, Liberalism, Democracy. Progressive Republican Party. establishment of democracy functioning in the form of the parliaments of civilized countries, intense debates in the parliament, abolition of the Sultanate and Caliphate, gathering of former members of the Committee of Union and Progress, ATA2, potential to hinder reforms. During the phase of discussing the Mosul issue at the League of Nations, Britain sought to create disturbances in Turkey to sever the region from the Turks. In this context, an uprising was initiated by Sheikh Said on February 13, 1925, in Piran village, Diyarbakir province. The rebellion, initiated with religious content, quickly gained a national character, enveloping some of the eastern provinces of Turkey. An attempt was made to establish a Kurdish state under British protection. The population was deceived with religious motifs and propaganda claiming that religion was being lost. The goal was to eliminate the republic and the implemented reforms. Sheikh Said Rebellion, a separatist movement. Religion is slipping away. Objective: to eliminate the republic and its revolutions. To suppress the rebellion and protect the homeland from division. The Law on the Maintenance of Order, March 4, 1925. Independence Tribunals. Sheikh Said Rebellion. Due to the belief that propaganda by members of the Progressive Republican Party, Terakipperver Cumhuriyet Farkasi, encouraged the public to rebel, all branches of the party in the region were closed. Following the decision that the party utilized religious matters and sacred beliefs for political purposes, the party was closed on June 3, 1925. Although the Sheikh Said Rebellion was suppressed on April 15, 1925, the process of ceding Mosul to Iraq accelerated as a result of the uprising, culminating in the League of Nations decision on December 16, 1925. With the closure of the Progressive Republican Party, the first attempt at a multi-party system in Turkey ended in failure. 2. Reactions against the revolutions. On March 4, 1925, the Law on the Maintenance of Order, issued to restore public order after suppressing the rebellion, included the following provisions. Various organizations, incitements, encouragements, initiatives, and publications aimed at subversion, rebellion, and disrupting the social order, peace, and security of the country can be prohibited by the government with the approval of the President on its own authority. The law is valid for a period of 2 years from its publication. The implementation of this law is under the authority of the Council of Ministers. Istiklal Mahkemeleri. 1920 to 1923. National Struggle Period. 1923 to 1927. Republic Era. Independence Tribunal of the Rebellion Region. Ankara Independence Tribunal. Some have suggested the idea of using the Law on the Maintenance of Order, Takurai Sukuin Kanunu, and the independence tribunals as a means of authoritarian rule. We, on the other hand, have never utilized the extraordinary measures, deemed legal though exceptional, as a means to surpass the law in any way, shape, or form. Instead, we implemented them to establish order and security in the country. We used them to secure the life and independence of the state. We made these measures beneficial for the civilized and social development of the nation. For this reason, we only and exclusively benefit from one approach: to elevate the Turkish nation to the position it deserves in the civilized world, and to strengthen the Turkish Republic on unshakable foundations day by day. And to achieve this, we aim to eliminate the idea of authoritarianism. Attempts to transition to multi-party system and reactions against reforms. Assassination attempt on Atatürk, Kara Vasif Bey, Zia Hursid Kavit Bey, June 16, 1926, Izmir. Free Republican Party. After the closure of the Progressive Republican Party, a single-party rule, affiliated with the Republican People's Party, was maintained until 1930. The second step towards transitioning to a multi-party system was realized with the establishment of the Free Republican Party. Mustafa Kemal Pasha, not wanting the economic and political crises between 1922 and 1930 in Turkey to turn into a societal explosion, saw the solution to all these problems in the establishment of an opposition party. Free Republican Party. Ali Fethi Bey. August 12, 1930. Free Republican Party. Free Republic Party on August 12, 1930. The establishment of an opposition party called the Free Republic Party aimed to achieve the following. 1. Alleviate accumulated dissatisfaction within the country. 2. Prompt the government to both rectify its flaws and seek new solutions for the economic situation by creating a system of checks and balances. The Free Republic Party's party program included the following principles. 1. Republicanism. 2. Nationalism. 3. Secularism. 4. Liberalism. 5. Political rights for women. Free Republic Party. Large supporter base. Significantly organized. Protests against reforms and secularism. Menemen Incident. Dervis Mehmet. December 23th, 1930. We want Sharia. Atatürk's revolutions. 3. Conclusion. The attempts to transition to a multi-party system in the newly established Turkey, which Mustafa Kemal Pasha ardently desired, ended in failure due to the insufficient political experience and the lack of a suitable social infrastructure. No further attempts to establish a multi-party system were made until 1946. Which one of the following is not one of the groups formed within the First Assembly? Which one of the following is not one of the groups formed within the First Assembly? A. Solidarity Group. B. Independence Group. C. Progressive Republican Group. D. Defense of Rights Group. E. Reform Group. Which of the following cannot be considered as a movement against Atatürk's revolutions? Which of the following cannot be considered as a movement against Atatürk's revolutions? Establishment of the Free Republic Party. B. Sheikh said Rebellion. C. Assassination attempt against Atatürk. D. Participants' demands at the Free Republic Party's Izmir rally. Menemen Incident. Which of the following is not a rebellion movement stemming from religious radicalism? A. Sheikh said Rebellion. B. Circassian Etham Rebellion. C. March 31st Incident. D. Rebellions in Bolu. Does. Hendek. Adapazarı. Menemen Incident. Which of the following is not a reason for Kazım Karabekir and his colleagues to establish the Progressive Republican Party? Their desire to establish a democratic balance by opposing the government in the Assembly. B. Their dissatisfaction with the political situation. C. Their individual desire to have influence in politics. D. Their desire to establish a governance based on local administration principles. E. Their intention to restore the monarchy. Which of the following is not a correct piece of information about the Sheikh said rebellion? An attempt was made to establish a Kurdish state under British protection. B. The people were deceived with religious motifs and propaganda suggesting that religion was under threat. C. The aim was to eliminate the Republic and its revolutions. D. Propaganda by the Free Republic Party encouraged the people to revolt. E. The rebellion had an impact on the decision to give Mosul to Iraq.